Hey, good morning, guys. Today's position was long on MNQ, and let's get into the system that we trade. Same three-step process as the last videos. So step one, we're looking for an overnight liquidity grab. Upon open, New York comes and grabs the London low prices, and it creates a bearish fair value gap, right? So we're not sure if price after creating this gap is going to draw into it, create some lower low like that. That would, if we saw good expansion after that lower low, I would say, okay, I'm gonna bet on a short-term downtrend. That didn't happen though. What ended up happening was an inversion of that bearish gap. After the inversion, I mean, look at this bullish sequence right here. Very displacive and engulfing candles, very directional. When you see price that's this steep, I mean, this for me is A plus price action. You simply want an entry model after that in the direction of the steep price like that, because that tells you that buyers or sellers are really in control, obviously depending on the direction. So today, very steep engulfing candles. We didn't even come back to rebalance any of these gaps right here. Like this one, you know what I'm saying? There's one right here that I finally thought, okay, I'm gonna use this for entry if we don't reject London highs and seek kind of some type of reversal. Let me get into the inversion actually, because we did inverse this gap, but that didn't change my bias because again, London grab, overnight grab, established trend in the short term, step 2, and step 3, entry model. We don't change our bias. I don't go short just because we inverse this gap. We will go short when we inverse this gap, expand away from it, and then inverse other bullish gaps. We need more than one PD array disrespected in order for us to change bias. So what that means is that today, after the inversion, we were just simply waiting and waiting. I was actually hoping that after this inversion, price would close in the bullish direction of this gap, and I would place my entry somewhere here, shoot for higher. But what ended up happening was we created another bearish gap, and I thought, okay, technically our R is a little bit better because now we're entering at a lower spot and still targeting near Kai Day, or a little bit past it. Didn't take the first inversion. Price was pretty volatile, and I was just kind of waiting for extra confirmation. And the second candle that did inverse it, that was when I felt a little bit more confident in it, because I wasn't sure again if price would inverse this gap and then invalidate the inversion, creating a lower low, and maybe I would take a long down here. So that's the reason for skipping out on the 1002 candle right there. And after entry, we simply set our stop loss and TP. So our stop loss, you see this reference right here, this red line, that's our swing low, and usually our stop would be right there. But I did give it a few points to breathe because price is pretty volatile this morning. I mean, if you look at the average true range indicator, at the time of our entry, average true range was at 31.7, which is pretty high. I don't always use the ATR, but you can just kind of gauge it by looking at the size of the candles. But the ATR makes it easy. Whoops. And anyway, New York high day, that was a good draw level. But I did have this internal wick high as well. And the reason I had my entry right outside of it was because there was another unmitigated wick up here, and it would put me right at a 2R. So we stuck to our level, simply let the trend play out in our favor. Thankfully, it worked out. And yeah, that was pretty much it, guys. So we have our liquidity grab, step 1, displacive direction, which sets the tone, the theme for the short-term price action, establishing a trend, step 2, and then step 3, an entry model. We didn't get this model right here, this gap, so I'm gonna delete it. We ended up getting this gap right here, an inversion at 10:02, but we took the 10:06 inversion. Set the stop at the model stop a little outside it, and then had our targets as usual. But I hope that makes sense, guys. Have a good one.